Now on Newsday TV, windy, cold, and wet. More rain today across the island with a slight chance for a few wet snowflakes mixing in this evening. It's Friday, November 22nd. I'm Jasmine Anderson. Despite the much needed wet weather, we're still in a drought. The U.S. Drought Monitor increased the island's drought status to severe yesterday. And the National Weather Service says the rain we've gotten may not be enough to end the drought. The dry conditions have helped fuel dozens of brush fires this past few weeks. Stay with Newsday for the latest on the drought and the rain on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Testimony continues today in the deadly chokehold trial of a West Islip Marine veteran. Prosecutors will cross-examine a forensic pathologist in the Daniel Penny case. Yesterday, the pathologist said Jordan Neely's death was not caused by the chokehold because he never fell unconscious. It's back to court today for the homeless man accused of stabbing 3 people to death in Manhattan Tuesday. Ramon Rivera is currently being held without bail for what police call unprovoked attacks. President-elect Trump has picked former Florida Attorney General Pam Bondi to be his attorney general. The move came hours after Matt Gaetz withdrew himself from consideration. Bondi is a longtime Trump ally and was one of his lawyers during his first impeachment trial. Gaetz would likely not have enough confirmation support in the Senate due in part to sexual misconduct allegations. Newsday columnist Joy Brown weighed in.
He took himself out of consideration for a cabinet position, and that's a pretty big deal. Less because of what Matt Gaetz did, and more because there's an indication that there are some senators, at least, who have some issues with some, or at least one, of the people that Donald Trump has nominated for cabinet positions.
Read more about Trump's transition on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box on our homepage. It's unanimous. Yankee star Aaron Judge is the American League's MVP. This season, Judge led the majors with 58 home runs and in-on-base percentage, slugging, walks, and total bases. It's his second MVP honor in 3 years. Congratulations. Well, a record Thanksgiving travel week is expected across the country and here in New York, so get ready for it. Just under 72 million people across the U.S., including about 5 million New Yorkers, are expected to drive at least 50 miles between Tuesday and December 2nd. That's up nearly 2 million people from last year, according to AAA, which for the first time this year is including the Monday and Tuesday before the holiday. The LIE is expected to experience the worst eastbound traffic at 4:30 p.m. Tuesday, so please prepare for that. Read more about Thanksgiving travel on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box on our homepage. Another sign of the season, the magic of lights at Jones Beach returns tonight. The drive-through experience takes you down winding paths filled with holiday-themed displays and familiar characters. It runs through January 4th. Only Newsday, do politics have a place at your Thanksgiving table? Ken Bufa has a look at how to navigate the conversation.
Coming off a busy election season, there may be some heated debates at the Thanksgiving table. Joining me now to discuss how to navigate hot topics with family members is trauma expert Dr. Sarah Glass. Now, Dr. Glass, what should we all keep in mind heading into a busy holiday season?
Oh my gosh, this one is going to be so tough for so many people. I already see people struggling and questioning in my New York City practice. And I want to tell you, first of all, no one can tell you whether or not you should go and see your family this season. It's been an extraordinarily difficult year, and only you know in your gut what feels right for you at this time. If you do choose to see your family, know that it is okay to love them, even if their views differ from yours. There's no moral standing or rectitude in deciding, I'm not going to talk to those people. You know, they're your family. You're allowed to love them no matter what. But when you go there, keep that focus in mind. Remember, you're there to share food, to share a meal, to connect, to have relationships for yourself, for your children, for your nieces and nephews. You're not there to make a point. not over the holidays.
So what are some things a person can do to disengage when things get too heated or uncomfortable?
I mean, there's one technique I really love as a therapist called the disarming technique, which goes like this. Someone makes a comment that you completely disagree with. That person will ruin our country. And what you do is you identify their underlying emotion and you relate to that. So you might say, I so love your passion. I really appreciate how much you care. Instead of arguing the point, connect on the emotion. That's one. Two is accept that you're never going to change their minds.
Now, how can people who disagree find common ground as well?
I took my 4-year-old to the polls this year, and he said, Mama, what are we doing? And I said, I'm trying to keep you safe. And I looked around me and I realized that some people were going to vote differently than I did. And I remembered in that moment that everyone's trying to do the same thing. We're trying to keep our families safe. Other people may do it differently than you are planning to do it, than you're trying to do it. But remember that we're all the same underneath. We want to be happy. We want to be healthy. We want financial security. We want to be safe. And so remember the people, and the humanity underneath the views and try to relate on that.
Read more about how to talk politics with your family on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Nassau County banks found significant disparities in the way white and black borrowers were treated while seeking loans. That's according to a new study of the 25 Nassau banks conducted by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. It found black borrowers were less likely to be encouraged to apply for a loan, with lenders expressing interest in applications from 23% of black borrowers compared to 40% of white borrowers. Our Jonathan Lamantia spoke with some small business owners about how this impacts them.
What they told me was that it's important, it's so important to get opportunities to get these loans, because whether it's like a slow time of year and you need, cash flow help, or whether you want to grow your business, you need access to this capital to thrive in business.
Well, the study says lenders suggested nearly 60% of black borrowers use alternative credit products compared to nearly 40% of white borrowers. One small business owner tells us she finds support for her business in multiple ways.
Luckily, I, have a lot of resources. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I have a lot of small business friends, and, we have a great little community. We do crowdfunding, we look into any possible grants we can find. Loans and grants are a little bit tricky, but we make it and, we do what we can.
Read more about this story on Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box.
FeedMe is brought to you by PC Richard & Son.
It's a staple on holiday tables, so who has the best pies? Elisa DiStefano has today's Feed Me TV.
From savory to sweet.
I have never seen so many pies in one place.
Hometown Bake Shop in Centerport bakes an assortment of pies all day, every day.
The reason people come here is every single thing is made from scratch. Our pies are based off just our love for food. They're the standard with a little bit of a twist. This is literally Thanksgiving. So we roast whole turkeys, stuffing, mashed potatoes, sweet potato, gravy, zucchini, and cranberry sauce. Beef bourguignon, eggplant Napoleon. So we put it in our Sunday sauce, and then on top fresh pesto and burrata cheese.
I have never even seen a pie like this. I can't wait to taste it. It's so good. That was like a whole dinner. Now it's time for dessert. White chocolate raspberry. Oh my goodness. Now that is a piece of pie. I have no words. I've never tasted anything like this before. And there are so many pies to pick from at Young's Farm, and they all look delicious.
They have all the classics: pumpkin, pear, raspberry peach, cherry, and apple, all baked on site on the farm in Old Brookville.
Every morning we're making the pies fresh. You know, we produce a lot, especially this time of year. We're really ramping up for Thanksgiving. And, you know, Thanksgiving is like the major holiday in terms of pie production.
That's a lot of apple in your apple pie.
Sure. You know, so we'll probably, produce upwards of 3,000 to 3,500 pies the week of Thanksgiving.
The pies are then sold at the farm's market.
Which pie to pick? I feel committed to the apple crisp.
Apple crisp is a great choice.
I might not be able to wait until I get home.
I can give you a fork.
I might need one to go.
Elisa DiStefano, Newsday TV.
Ooh, I really want to try the apple crisp. That looked really good, Elisa. Thank you. For more on the best pies, go to Newsday.com. Click Get More below the Newsday TV video box. Checking out your hyperlocal Friday forecast. A windy, cold, and wet morning across the island with a nicer weekend coming up, so just hang in there. Here's your day planner. Cloudy today with showers this afternoon, highs in the upper 40s in Ronkonkoma. Tomorrow, windy, partly cloudy with highs in the 50s. And here's a look at your 7-day forecast. Like I said, nicer weather tomorrow and Sunday. We're watching some possible wet weather for Thanksgiving. Of course, we will keep you updated.
Long Island weather is brought to you by PTRC.
I'm Jasmine Anderson. Happy Friday. Thank you so much for watching.